In the headlines, Tinubu launches scheme to facilitate homegrown expertise. Nigerian Army court-martials 17 soldiers for alleged gun running. Suspected meningitis outbreak kills students in Yobe State. 31 die in a bus crash in Mali. Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Abdullahi Ahmed. We start the bulletin here in Abuja as President Tinubu has launched the Expatriate Employment Levy to facilitate homegrown expertise and balance employment opportunities between Nigerians and expatriates. The objective of the program is to close wage gaps between expatriates and the Nigerian labor force, the workforce, while increasing employment opportunities for qualified Nigerians in foreign companies operating in Nigeria. Trust TV State House correspondent Kehinde Amodu reports.
Despite protests on rising living costs going on just outside the three-arm zones of government, there is no sign of unease in the mien of the president. He is assuring Nigerians that there is imminent light at the end of the tunnel as the country is gradually turning the corner.
We might be going through difficult periods. Now, we are glad that good effort is being made to retool, re-engineer the finances of the country, and make growth our hallmark.
President Tinubu is anticipating improved revenue generation, improved naturalization and indigenization, and the employment of more qualified Nigerians by foreign companies operating in the country. But he is warning that the scheme should not be used as an impediment, nor as a cudgel wielded to discourage foreign investors.
There must be a clear line of implementation and effective acceleration of aims and objectives of this program. Immigration matters and expatriate quotas and relevant stakeholders are to be effectively guided.
Minister of the Interior Bumi Tunji explains that the essence of the scheme is to ensure that any expatriate brought in to work in Nigeria should possess the expertise that no Nigerian has.
It's important I say this, that part of the motivation is to reduce the dependence of companies on foreign personnel. And of course, to also reduce the rate at which renewal for expatriate quota is being sought after by companies. If this is well implemented, of which we can assure Your Excellency, it will be duly implemented. We want to see a scenario whereby once an expatriate comes, there should be a knowledge transition period of which Nigerians should be trained to be able to take over this responsibility and create opportunities for our teeming youth.
The project will be operated on a public-private partnership model between the federal government of Nigeria, the Nigeria Immigration Service, which is the implementing agency, and a technical partner, EEL Projects Limited. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
And in the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has resolved to urge the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria not to implement the revised guidelines for verification dated February 7, 2023, pending the conclusion of an investigation by the House. The resolution was passed sequel to the adoption of a motion of public urgent importance sponsored by Patrick Umo, who frowned at the circumstances surrounding the revised regulations. Here's the report.
In the motion, Umo noted that the revised guidelines, among others, stipulate that applicants for verification must have a minimum of 2 years post-qualification experience from the date of issuance of permanent practice license. obtain a letter of good standing from the Chief Executive Officer of applicant's place of work and the last training institution attended, adding that processing of application shall take a minimum of 6 months. He noted that since verification of certificates is to confirm and authenticate an already existing certificate issued by the Nursing and Midwifery Council, therefore, the requirement for 2 years post-qualification experience before verification of certificate is unreasonable, as it may, among other things, restrict the freedom of nurses seeking education or additional skills and training in foreign universities.
Aware of the concerns, protest and stiff opposition to the implementation of the revised guidelines by health professionals led by the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives. Also aware that verification of certificates is to confirm and authenticate an already existing certificate issued by the Nursing and Midwifery Council. Therefore, the requirement for 2 years post-qualification experience before verification of certificate is unreasonable, arbitrary, and unfair.
In another development, the House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Disabilities to investigate the compliance level by ministries, departments, and agencies of government to the Disability Act 2018. In a motion sponsored by Larry Okonla, the House noted that Sections 3 to 8 of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018 specifies that persons with disability have the right to access the physical environment in buildings on an equal basis with others. He further noted most persons with disability face stigmatization, discrimination, violence, lack of access to physical structures such as transportation, health, education, housing, and other necessity of life.
About 30 million Nigerians are persons with disability. Further notes that most persons with disabilities face stigmatization, discrimination, violence, and lack of access to physical structures such as transportation, health, education, housing, and other necessities of life.
The House said the investigation is to ensure that MDA is taking into cognizance the need to carry people with disabilities along in this scheme of things.
In other news, mixed reactions have continued to trail the recent announcement by the Nigerian Senate to probe the alleged 30 billion naira ways and means spending by the Buhari administration. A cross-section of residents in Bauchi State have expressed reservations on the ability of the Nigerian Senate to walk the talk when it comes to taking punitive measures against financial irregularities. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has details of the story.
The Senate, after its decision to probe the alleged 30 trillion naira ways and means loan, consequently constituted an ad hoc committee to interrogate the disbursement and usage of the loan. The resolution was a sequel to a report of the Joint Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Finance, National Planning and Agriculture and Appropriation, presented during the plenary. However, some residents of Bauchi have expressed reservation with the sincerity of the lawmakers to carry out the probe.
So they will do it, but they will not take it seriously because through proving what has happened were also involved in the past. Take for instance, I think in 2006, Ribardo was the chairman of the EFCC. Well, he has implicated then some state governors, like himself, the president, when he was the governor of Lagos, about 5 of them, or Papio, and some of them are involved. And he listed them, about 5 of them.
We stand in solidarity with them. However, regarding the investigation into the misappropriation of funds, it is just business as usual for the National Assembly. We hope they will take the necessary steps to address the situation appropriately. Nonetheless, if anyone is found guilty of misconduct or fails to represent our interest, we will have the opportunity to vote for change in the next election. On the issue of oil subsidy removal, they decried the negative impact of the policy, which they said further impoverished Nigerians via an astronomical rise in the standard of living.
Make the government take the palm price at 300 naira per liter. Today, if they will do this, because I saw within 24 hours, every single cent. Yes, percent. Automatically to cent. But whatever cushion they did, whatever money they spend, and cushion this effect, it will go and drain because we only have corruption.
Government should promote farming and create more job opportunities because the rate of hunger is too much and the inflation of prices is high.
I believe the crux of the matter lies in the removal of the oil subsidy. If the subsidy were reinstated, it will likely to be more beneficial for us. Furthermore, even marketers argue that the situation is beyond their control. They claim they cannot bring down prices because of factors outside of their influence. They also appeal to Nigerian leaders at all levels to consider the masses when implementing policies to ensure that such policies are direct benefit to the masses. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And in neighboring Plateau State, 16 soldiers, 1 officer, and are currently facing court-martial in Plateau State. The personnel facing the trial were accused of various offences ranging from armed robbery, murder, unlawful possession of arms and ammunition, and selling guns, contrary to operational mandate within the 3rd Armoured Division. The inaugural sitting of the court-martial, it was learned, took place at the 3rd Armoured Division, Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, Nigerian Army in Basa Local Government Area of Plateau State on Tuesday. The Acting Deputy Director of Legal Services, 3rd Division of the Nigerian Army, Major Aminu Mansur Merua, who spoke after the inauguration of the General Court-Martial, noted that the Nigerian military was an institution that believes in discipline and would continue to ensure the full application of its internal disciplinary mechanisms. He says the accused personnel were brought before the court-martial to follow the necessary procedures premised on respect for the rule of law and ensuring that there was compliance with the principle of natural justice and the extant rules and procedures. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has taken a significant step in addressing transportation challenges in the nation's capital on Tuesday, following the inauguration of a private sector mass transit initiative aimed at enhancing security and efficiency in public transportation in the FCT. The inauguration marked the introduction of 14 high-capacity, fully air-conditioned buses, signaling the commencement of a transportation system that is aimed at combating the menace of robbery associated with the notorious one-chance syndicate in the FCT.
I stand before you to perform the flag off of the TFA 360 high-capacity bus operations in the Federal Capital Territory. I am particularly delighted to share in the joy of TFA 360 for realizing her dream of complementing the Federal Capital Territory Administration's efforts in providing reliable, affordable, safe, and secure means of mass transit bus services in the territory.
Yobe State is currently grappling with a suspected meningitis outbreak as several public boarding schools have been affected, resulting in the tragic loss of at least 20 students in Potiskum, Fika, and Fune local government areas of the state. The outbreak initially struck Government Science Technical College, Government Girls Science Technical College, and the Federal Government Girls College, all situated in Potiskum local government. Speaking to Daily Trust, a local source says the disease claimed the lives of 20 students across the 3 affected public schools in Potiskum. The afflicted students who have been admitted to The specialist hospital in Potoskum, according to reports, who are currently undergoing treatment, are showing positive signs of recovery. Confirming the outbreak, the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education in Yobe State, Mohammed Sani Idris, disclosed that Governor Moimala Buni of the state has ordered the State Ministry of Education to relocate temporarily to Potoskum in response to the outbreak. The Commissioner further stated that while the situation is dire, several students admitted to the Potoskum Specialist Hospital are exhibiting positive response to medical treatment. And in Kaduna State, the state government has confirmed 5 fatalities in the wake of Lassa fever outbreak within the state. This confirmation came through a report on the disease outbreak, according to the state's Commissioner for Health, Umma Ahmed, on Tuesday. According to Ahmed, the process involves collecting 6 samples to ascertain the outbreak, followed by an additional 6 samples from contacts. These samples were then sent to the Bayero University Hospital in Kano for analysis, with an expected turnaround of results in the coming days. The index case, as reported, was a 26-year-old youth corps member who fell ill on February 9th, sought medical attention at the 44 Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna, and unfortunately passed away on February 20th. The report further indicates that 5 cases tested negative, while results for 21 cases are still pending. Additionally, 99 contacts have been identified and are currently under surveillance, with 19 others showing signs and symptoms, prompting the collection of more samples for testing. This is Trust News Update. Still to come, we bring you a story around the age-old tradition and how it continues to support families as it serves as a crucial means of livelihood. More on this, many other stories up ahead after the break. Welcome back to the news. Let's take another look at our top stories at this hour. President Bola Tinubu has launched a scheme to facilitate homegrown expertise. Nigerian Army court-martials 17 soldiers for alleged gun running in Plateau State. Now, in a strategic move aimed at fostering economic growth and ensuring transparency, Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has inaugurated 2 pivotal entities in the state: the Committee on Ease of Doing Business and the State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission, both aiming to boost economic growth and curb leakages in the government structure. Here's a report.
The Committee on Ease of Doing Business, led by the State Deputy Governor Aminu Usman, has been tasked with streamlining bureaucratic processes to attract investments and promote a business-friendly environment. Governor Namadi expressed confidence in the committee's ability to enhance the state's economic landscape. Simultaneously, the State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission was inaugurated, with Salisu Abdu assuming the role of chairman. The commission holds the responsibility of addressing public grievances and combating corruption within the state. Governor Namadi emphasized the significance of maintaining integrity and accountability in public service.
So people should understand that this commission will only take care of issues that involve breaches in the conduct of officers. To the officers, I think you have a very serious challenge. On our part, as Executive Council of Jigawa State, Allah knows that we have done our best. Our best in the sense that we have scrutinized all your papers and we have appointed you based on merit.
During the swearing-in ceremony, Chairman Salisu and his commission members pledged their commitment to upholding the principles of transparency, fairness, and ethical conduct. They vowed to diligently execute their duties, ensuring that the public concerns are addressed promptly and that corruption practices are eradicated.
I, Salisu Abdu, do solemnly swear, affirm that I will be faithful, bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. Let me assure His Excellency and all the council members, and indeed the people of Jigawa State that this commission will act transparently. The commission will act with integrity. It will also be accountable. Indeed, we will try to imbibe the principle of fairness, fastness, and sometimes flexibility, of course.
Governor Namadi commended the newly inaugurated committees for their dedication to public service, emphasizing that these initiatives align with the state's vision for progress and good governance. As Jigawa State looks ahead, these committees are poised to play a pivotal role in fostering an environment conducive to business growth and eradicating corruption, thereby contributing to the overall development of the state.
In a fast-evolving world, many traditional practices are getting overshadowed, replaced, or extinct. But amidst the hustle and bustle of progress, one ancient craft stands strong, and that is palm leaf thatching. In Nigeria, particularly in the Okegun community of Odofin, situated in Ibeju of Lekki area of Lagos State, this age-old tradition continues to support numerous families, serving as a crucial means of livelihood and survival. Victoria Tokolo sheds light into this enduring tradition, conversing with locals who depend on palm thatching to make ends meet for themselves and their families.
Thatching, an effective roofing method utilizing palm branches, has endured through generations. Its simple yet effective technique involves laying vegetation to redirect water away from roof's interior. Surprisingly, in today's modern era, people still rely on the versatility of palm branches for their livelihood, notably in local establishments and bars. In Nigeria, particularly in Ibeju Lekki area of Lagos State, individuals practice the craft of palm thatching to support themselves and their families financially, highlighting the enduring relevance of these traditional skills.
We get this thing from palm tree or inside bush. So we sold one 300 naira.
Make up with taxes and when we have no business. So this is the only job that we have. And we are doing to meet up life every day. And people came to buy some of them. Sometimes we have customers, some of the time we have no customers. And we sold a dozen, 2,000 naira.
We dey use am to do this business. We use am, we dey do am for this 30s. We dey sell am. We go cut am for this. So they do am to sell am. People dey come buy am 300 naira for per one. We sell am.
Palm tree thatching has become a common sight in the bars of Ibeju Lekki area of Lagos State. Beyond its role as a traditional roofing material, it serves as a vital source of employment and income, especially given the current economic conditions in Nigeria. In a time where job opportunities are scarce, the use of palm tree thatch underscores the resilience and adaptability of local communities, providing individuals with a means to support themselves amidst economic challenges.
Now to Mali now, where 31 people were killed in Mali on Tuesday and 10 others wounded when a bus traveling towards Burkina Faso fell off a bridge in the country's southeast, according to the Transportation Ministry. The ministry added that the accident occurred at around 5 p.m. local time at a bridge crossing in the Bago River. According to the ministry, a bus that was leaving Keneba commune for Burkina Faso tipped off a bridge. The likely cause has been the driver possibly losing control of the vehicle. Automobile accidents are frequent in Mali, where many roads and highways as well as vehicles are in poor condition. Earlier this month, 15 people were killed and 46 others injured when a bus heading towards the capital Bamako collided with a truck in central Mali. And in sports, Nigeria's Super Falcons are set to face South Africa's Bayana in the final qualifying round for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, following South Africa's 1-0 victory over Tanzania in the second leg third round clash on Tuesday. South Africa's Bayana secured their spot with a 4-0 aggregate victory, having triumphed 3-0 in the first leg. Meanwhile, the Falcons advanced to the final qualifying round after defeating Cameroon. The first leg in Douala ended goalless, but the Falcons clinched a 1-0 victory in the reverse fixture in Abuja thanks to Esther Okoronko's goal. With their eyes set on a first Olympic Games appearance since Beijing 2008, the Falcons are gearing up for the crucial final qualifying round against Bayana of South Africa. Well, those are the latest news stories at this hour. Thank you most kindly for joining us. As always, follow us across our social media platforms to catch up with more content. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Thank you for watching.